Good morning, children. In this video, let's know more about Indian Constitution. What is the Constitution of India? The structure of Constitution of India. The Constitution in its current form consists of one preamble, 25 parts containing 450 articles, 12 schedules, 2 appendices and 97 amendments to date. Although it is federal in nature, it also has a strong unitary bias. The different elements of Constitution are described as follows. First, Preamble. The Preamble to the Constitution of India is a brief introductory statement that sets out the guiding purpose and the principles of the document. The second one is the parts, which are divided into 25. The individual articles of the Constitution are grouped together into following parts. Article. They are from 1 to 450. It is subcategory of different parts of the Constitution which contains detailed information of the subject or the title which an article represents. Fourth one, amendments, which are 97 in number. Amendment of the Constitution of India is the process of making changes to the nation's fundamental law. Changes to the Indian Constitution are made by the Federal Parliament. Fifth one is schedules, which are 12 in number. Schedules are lists in the Constitution that categorize and tabulate bureaucratic activity and the policy of the government. Appendices 2. They are extension to the Constitution. Fundamental rights. Part 3, Article 12 to 35. The word fundamental suggests that these rights are so important that the Constitution has separately listed them and made special provisions for their protection. The fundamental rights are so important that the Constitution itself ensures that they are not violated by the government. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are different from other rights available to us. While ordinary legal rights are protected and enforced by ordinary law, fundamental rights are protected and guaranteed by the Constitution of the country. The Constitution of India recognizes certain basic fundamental rights for every citizen of India, such as right to equality, right to freedom of religion, right against exploitation, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Indian fundamental duties. These fundamental rights have been provided at the cost of some fundamental duties. These are considered as the duties that must be and should be performed by every citizen of India. These fundamental duties are defined as it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the national environment, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Directive principles. It provides the social and economic base for a genuine democracy. The classification of these are as follows: socio-economic principles, liberal principles, Gandhian principles, and international principles. You can see in the slides the socio-economic principles. In this slide, you can see the liberal principles, Gandhian principles, and international principles in detail. Constitution of India and the government. The Indian government is divided into three distinct but interrelated branches, that is legislative, executive, and judiciary. Executive consists of president, vice president, cabinet ministers, and other ministers, which have the responsibility to implement the laws made by the legislature. Legislature or parliament consists of president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, which have the responsibility to make laws to seek accountability from executive. Judiciary consists of Supreme Court of India and it has the responsibility to solve conflicts between executive and legislature, and the second one, the other public related matters or conflicts. In this slide you can see the Parliament House and the two pictures of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And the union government is divided into executive and legislature. And executive consists of President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers and Attorney General of India. Whereas legislature has two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, which have the authority to pass the bills, budget, sessions and motions, funds and grants. The difference between the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the eligible voters, whereas the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assembly. The period of Lok Sabha is of 5 years, whereas it is a permanent body, one-third of its members retire every 2 years. The maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 552 members, and Rajya Sabha has not more than 250 members. Money bills can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha does not exercise much power over money bills. More powerful than Rajya Sabha, less powerful than the Lok Sabha. In this slide, you can see our President, Honorable Ramnath Kovindji, and Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, and our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Thank you children for watching this video. Jai Hind. Thank you.